walked away from. And I lived for like about 2 months with this older woman who was a professional psychic for something like 22 years at this stage. And I wish I could say that she taught me about tarot. I wish I could say that she did this tarot intensive thing with me and told me all the meanings, but no, she didn't. We sat for one afternoon and I took a yellow legal notepad and wrote down one keyword for just a few cards, maybe half the deck. And then I lost it like a week later. And I remember telling her, like, I don't know how to read tarot. And it was literally one of those things where she was like, yeah, you do. You've done this before. You have nothing to worry about. You know exactly what you're doing. You already know these cards. And I was like, no, I don't. And 2 weeks later, she got me a job interview at a shop in Los Angeles. And I walked in there and I gave the first ever tarot reading of my entire life. And I don't know what I said or how it went. I don't even know I didn't know what the cards meant at the time. I knew nothing. And that was 2017, okay? And then in 2019, get ready, someone's gonna cringe. I started teaching tarot. It was like a switch turned on inside my
Yeah.
body. I don't know
Mm.
where it came from. A switch turned on, and I was like, I could look at a card and go, oh, yeah, I know who that is. But here's the thing, this is the kicker. I always have to say this, or I should say this part more. It was never through the lens of astrology. Meaning, if you
Yeah.
were to tell me, like, oh, it's, my, 53rd degree, this or that, or some shit, I'll
Mm.
be like, I have no idea. I don't know what the hell that means. For me, it was all tied to experiences, archetypes, and channels within the body. And lo and behold, after doing that for maybe like a year or so, I would say about 2018 was when I started to research more and I looked up things and I was like, whoa, I'm actually getting it mostly right. Mostly,
Mm.
I think that we have to change meanings when you become a reader. Part of taking ownership over that path is that you begin to create your own way. And so I realized some of them I had altered, but I somehow figured it out. So
Mm.
that's the cheap
That's
answer.
amazing. When on your Facebook it says astrologist and tarot reader, and I thought I've never heard you talk about
It only let
astrology.
me put that label. For some reason, when I started that page, it wouldn't let me put tarot without astrologist and tarot reader. But it's cool
Yeah.
because my wife primarily works in astrology, so in some way it fits. But like, I
Yeah.
am the least astrological professional psychic I have ever met, which
Yeah.
is
I'm
which is
same.
weird, but
I just can't get into astrology. I can't even get into tarot. And I did do like a 5-day advanced mediumship course last year when you do work with spiritual tarot, but it just wasn't for me.